All right. Last time we played, you have freed the white pudding from its prison. And there are pale dwarves led by Duergar pouring out from the cracks in the walls in their underground tunnels. The white pudding has joined you in battle, and some of the dwarves that had been stationed there to defend the temple have been slain. Some are still standing, but their Duergar have been overrunning them. You've joined the battle with explosions of fire and arrows. Good stuff. So, last person to go was Kabeth, and we are back at the top of the order with Casey.
Quick reminder: who are the green guys? Are they with us?
They are with you. They are the dwarven guards from the town above the Vengay's Palace.
They also die if you cough at them, so don't cough.
No promises. Casey is watching the chaos unfold on the battlefield, and sees the white pudding newest party member cast a spell towards the lower right corner where there are several fallen enemies. He raises an eyebrow, glances over at Esmond. It's fine, I'm sure. Snaps a finger, and a ball of energy appears in his hand and starts to take shape. Fire at first, but he thinks better of it. It shifts, doesn't make up its mind, snaps another finger. Second ball appears in his hand as he twins this spell. He looks across the field. Doc cracks his neck, slings it right towards Doc, goes streaking across the battlefield. He will be advantaged since I have not moved. And I don't miss, usually.
And who are you attacking?
The creature right in front of Doc.
Okay.
Yeah, so first one's coming out. This is advantaged. Yeah, it streaks just past that giant guy in the middle. I just noticed him, but it's fine. I've already thrown it. 23 to hit.
23 definitely hits.
It strikes him for 10 force damage as this pulse of energy radiates out from him, kind of blows Doc's hair back. And just as that's fading, a second ball flies again over the large guy's shoulder. Actually, this one. No, this one's going right at the large guy.
All right.
Point of order, is the large guy the one that I had put out with Tasha's and we tied up?
Before we continue, just Isaac, I thought when you double numbers, it jumps. Does that happen a different time?
That's from the 2 d8s that get rolled from that first block.
Oh, I was mistaken. Thanks. Yeah. Okay.
To answer Peach's question, yes. You had put that guy to sleep. He had been tied up, and then a fireball hit that area. It burned the ropes, woke him up, and he burst out of it.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to know if if each would recognize, okay, that guy is the same guy. She would recognize. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's an EP boy. He just woke up from his nap.
Actually,
He's about to go to sleep forever.
This is for the first one though, because I have a thing. Okay, just checking. All right, second ball of energy flies at the giant guy right in front of Esmond. It's a nat 1, but I have a thing for this. Casey leans ever so slightly, almost reflexively. I'll re-roll that. Because it's all in the reflexes.
Hmm. 9.
How often can you use? Oh, never mind.
I'll look at the damage too.
Here's the thing, though. Well, I would use the first damage. So less good. But still damage. In case he doesn't miss, usually. He's...
Do you have something else?
I do. No, he leans again the other way. He's lucky. He's lucky. This has got to hit. It's a big target.
Oh,
Yes!
Can't miss.
natural
Jesus, so close.
20.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Over the short distance, almost in slow motion, Casey leans one way as he sees this ball of energy, leans back the other way, and strikes this creature true. Let me calculate a bit for a minute. So I'll take the first damage for my damage, which is 6 and 3 plus 3. Let me look at the crit damage. So, Chris, should I take the damage on that crit roll as my crit damage?
Yeah. You can take whatever
Okay.
the second roll is worth.
Okay. So, no proc of the jump, unfortunately, but it's going to be, let's see, 9 and 4, 13.
Next player will be Peach, and then Doc.
All right, so we have 28 thunder damage, if I calculated that correctly, as it strikes this large brute, letting out a thunder. It shakes the nearby area. A bit of dust falls from the ceiling.
Staggers and is knocked back, half spinning. Blood splatters against the ceiling and the ground.
Casey looks to Ez again, and you hear in your mind, "Told you it'd be fine." And that's my turn.
Peach Pine, you're up.
Her last time, Peach had taken aim, and she notices now the large creature staggering back. Its bounds or binds that she tied, torn apart by fire or the thing's own strength. And she bites her lip, and well, I tried. And then she will shoot at the big brute with the clockwork rifle. Advantage as she took aim. So I imagine it kind of
Holy
just
shit, look at
cracks
that.
through the battlefield.
Very nice. Yeah, dust is blown away from Peach in every direction. It's a natural 20, right?
Nice.
And what's your total damage?
It's got 34 plus 18, so 40, 52
Plus bloody.
plus bloody.
I believe it's +5 for you guys. Peach Pine, tell me a story.
Nice.
So Peach swings her rifle, levels it at the big guy, and as the shot rings out, the rifle kicks back into her shoulder, but it doesn't throw Peach the way it used to. Instead, she just lets out a sigh and says, "You know, I tried. All right, I tried to. I tried to do right, and I tried to be funny, and well, that's what you get."
As the creature goes down, the ground shakes, blood splatters all out across the pillar behind it. A bit of smoke rises from the barrel of Peach's gun.
Bonus action, Peach will reload.
Alright,
But that will end my turn.
nicely done. Doc.
All right. Yeah, so the chaos of battle sort of all around her, watching some of the people she was rushing towards just sort of fall quickly, all the different things erupting. I think with the person standing right in front of her, the dwarf, a thought comes back to her. It's one that she had in between, after the last skirmish and before they were seeing the pudding. It was just this brief flash of a memory of a time when Tiridian she was walking with him towards a ship that had been lost at sea for a while. The men had been unable to eat or anything. And as they were approaching, Tiridian saw from a distance that some of the locals had already given them food. And he began to run as fast as he could, hobbling, to try to prevent them from eating, swatting food out of their hands. He explained later, after the men started to get sick and a couple of them didn't make it, that when you go from not eating, not drinking for extended periods of time, there's something called refeeding syndrome. It can disrupt the body. Going from nothing to too much is just can overwhelm it, shut it down. And she thinks about Gilgang saying something similar, a lesson that they'd had about temperatures shifting and materials breaking or becoming brittle. It's just moving from cold to hot and doing it too quickly. She didn't remember the lesson quite as well, but it just sort of came to her mind. And as she's looking at the sort of ashen skin, the eyes that they have, this sort of idea pops in her head. And looking at the man in front of her and the ones all around, she concentrates and casts a spell that she hasn't used before. And then, targeted in the middle of the room, she cast Daylight.
Ew.
Hoping that the radical shift from these creatures, or she doesn't want to call them people, but to go from whatever period, years or decades longer, from no sun to the others, will just overwhelm and make it so they can't see. Yeah. I'll let you tell me if this is going to work, Chris, because
Yeah, I certainly like the idea of it. Let's do, what is your spell save DC?
18.
18. Alright, let's do some quick saving throws.
They're so constitutional.
Jeez.
They've been seeing their whole lives.
Indeed, yeah. There's a bright flash within the room, and you see several of them. The one in front of you.
I think I'm gonna spend a point to make that top Dorgar, a whisper to make that top Dorgar reroll.
Okay.
Literally exact same.
Nearly the same. Yeah. Light flares up through the room, and for a moment, they cover their eyes. But it seems as though perhaps you're not the only thing that they've encountered that can do such tricks.
Yeah. All right, I'll draw that in a second.
You do notice, though, that the exiles, they don't seem affected at all. They don't seem to notice the light, but the Duergar do.
The dwarves that the exiles are the ones, the green guys, right?
The exiles are the pale, sickly dwarves, the ones you first encountered. They don't seem to notice the light at all, but the ones with grayer, darker skin and armor and well-made weapons and armor, they notice the light and they shield their eyes from it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll draw that in a second. It's just gonna linger there. It's very bright in the room at this point. And yeah, she's just gonna try to push the dwarf that, yeah, she's gonna move, and then I'm gonna try to push that guy. One sec. She moves around, and then right when she's about to leave, she's just gonna have him make a strength saving throw, DC 18.
Success.
This is what happens when Ava tries to bully someone.
He staggers a bit, but his feet are firmly planted.
And it's not worth re-rolling, I don't think. Okay, well, she's going to try to take a step away from him. No, she's just going to stay there, I think. Ah, fuck it, she's going to run. She's going to try to move away from this person a little bit towards Casey and around this dead body.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I'll figure out where she's going to move.
He's gonna use his reaction to attempt to take an attack of opportunity at you as you move away.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, but it's 12. 12's not gonna hit you.
No, she manages to get out of that area, sort of huffing, and she's like, she's sort of like, cursing sort of towards herself, like, stupid. And trying to move away back up towards, and just try to reposition a little bit further away from the people who are in her, and that's into her turn. And I'll draw a big old thing where all the light is.
Okay. Yeah, the white pudding continues to warble and ripple as it's casting some sort of spell. You almost feel as though the light from the campfire is getting just a bit dimmer. You see their jitters, almost involuntary, from the corpses around the white pudding. Hooray. It's your turn.
Didn't he already do this last turn?
Yeah, he resurrected some undeadness.
He's casting a spell. It hasn't finished yet.
Oh. Deeply unsettling.
Are you jelly?
I don't want to be the creepy one. I saw the caster. I saw them cast, right? The one that hit me.
Mm-hmm. You saw them. You saw probably a glimpse of them down in the southern part of the temple room. They vanished behind the statue.
They totally moved like a... Yeah, I'd have to be like here or here or here to see them. Okay. The other caster was the one by Kibeth, right?
Yeah, and there's one over by Beth that she's smashed up against the wall.
Desire to steal your kill is very high. Quickly. Oh, but there's this guy out in the open who's not nice. Yeah. Yeah, from her safe distance in the back, feeling like she's getting hit all around by, like, fire, she, like, her eyes narrow when she spots the nearest unkind little dwarf guy. That is an unkind one, this one here, right?
Yeah, you saw it take a sword and try to hack Ava.
Excellent. She's going to fling a guiding bolt at him. Does a 28 hit?
28.
Plus 5 radiant damage also.
25 definitely hits. So it's 17 plus 5.
Yes.
22.
It's good damage on that too.
Yeah, that's like...
Guiding bolt hits him, staggers him a bit, and he begins to glow.
Well, you know, the closer we're together, the more often they throw fireballs. I'm going to move my little self hiding behind this here pillar. I'm going to see how far I can move from my original spot.
That's good. Anything else on your turn other than the movement?
No, I'm just... Well, before I move, I'm going to toss a little heal to the nearest bloodied guy. Wait, hold on. I don't... No, because I cast Guiding Bolt, which isn't a cantrip. No, I'm going to just move. Sorry.
The spellcaster that Kibeth has pinned up against the wall goes for knife, goes to stab.
I'm standing on your shadow. Sorry.
Does a 27 hit you right now?
Try harder, Chris. Oh wait,
What?
yeah, my
What?
brain is backwards. Good morning. Yes, it does hit me. I was like, no, that doesn't hit me. Yes, it hits me. What kind of damage?
You're looking at 23 magical piercing damage
No.
and 4 poison.
Hold on.
Try
I have
harder, she
some-
says.
Try harder, Chris. Try to take me down. Okay.
I feel like-
Let's see.
That's in character for Kibeth, though, right? Kibeth would
Technically-
say that, not realizing it had
Yeah.
like gone in. Be like, try harder.
Yeah, she smashes him with a hammer.
Technically, you could try harder. By one more.
So there's no saving throw. You have a ranged attack. Okay, because I have advantage on saving throws against spells and magical effects. Magic resistance doesn't count against magical piercing, apparently.
Just a stab.
Okay. And am I in poison? No.
On the northern side of the map, Bane looks around. Nah, you can tell he wants to join the fray, but he wants to stay back. Did he? Yeah, sure. Ishtalan, you're up.
She, having seen the 2 blooms of, was it regular fire or dark fire? I'm going to say dark fire because it sounds cooler, but
Yeah.
insert for whatever it actually is. And seeing who they came from, she also saw that one of them went off to the side and then got presumably dump truck smashed into by Kibeth, who went pounding after him. But so she's going to scooch on over. Well, first she's going to go stealthily, so bonus action to hide, since she can't see the dude right now, so I think it should work. And then 6. I think I should just be able to see him here. Okay. So let me do myself.
Okay, you get sneaky. He either sees you or he doesn't.
Should I roll with advantage or not?
If you're committing to the attack, yes, you get advantage.
Yes, I am. So she takes a moment to see what Peach was doing and be like, and then we'll draw her bow, and the arrow whispers over Peach's shoulder, ruffling through some of her curls, and zips right by Kibeth, going through her curls, except that her curls are her fur, and by her horns. And then, hopefully, we'll sink into this guy. So that's advantage, plus double advantage. I don't think I will do that. This is going to be sharpshooter. Not ambush. I think that's going to be it for the moment. So that's 27 for 19 piercing.
Ooh, 27 definitely hits.
So that's 24 with bloody.
Right, yeah, the arrow sticks in, more blood splatters on the floor. He's still up and he's hurt bad.
I think that's it for me.
Right near the center of the room, glowing with a gentle golden light. Stepping past the corpse of the exiled brute, right into the fray with Esmond and with Ava. And the Durgo Dark Irons moves forward, with the blade flashing.
What is the golden effect? I had to drop out before the session was over last time.
Guiding bolt, and it gives you an advantage on your attack.
Okay, cool. These are our allies, the yellow ones?
No, they're assholes.
The guy glowing
okay.
yellow is bad. And you can see that.
Our allies are green, yellow, and white are bad. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, and so you see this guy with a sword go into the melee, attacking both Ava and Esmond. First attack against Esmond. Does 17 hit you, Esmond?
Reaction shield.
Ooh. Yep, so the blade hits the shield, sparks, lighting up that portion of the room with you even more for just a moment. The blade doesn't reach you, and then he continues through and swings at Ava. Oh, but a 12's not going to hit Ava. Well-made shield. Sparks. No harm. One of the ravenous exiles in the east goes running forward to attack Kibeth. But I don't think a 9 is going to hit Kibeth. Just a spark against the armor.
This time, actually, no.
You need at least 29, Chris.
1,000, please.
Down on the southern side of the room, you see one of the exiles jump onto a dwarven guard, bite onto his face. There's a scream. He starts tearing as they goes down to the ground. Really feeling confident that the exile has him, you see the dark iron begins to move north. He runs right into that guy. And you see him take a sword and just cleave that dwarven guard almost in two. Actually, always a chance. Oh no! This is not the dwarf's day. He swings in, he parries it, grabs the dark iron by the shoulder, throws him, flips him onto the ground.
Great pride comes before great fall.
That's right. You see the dwarf down there, eyes wide, breathing heavy. Alive for now. Esmond, you're up. Kabeth, you'll be the next player.
Alright, start of my turn, I get 4 temporary hit points from Peach, so I'm going to do that real fast. Despite everything being harassed directly from the giant guy exploding to the side of him, Esmond's eyes have been directed pretty straightforward since the caster disappeared further south in the room that they're in. He's going to turn to O and through the mind link respond to him, just kind of glancing at the bodies shifting around the pudding. Yeah, I'm still not convinced about that. And he is going to clarify something for me real fast. Can I take an action but hold a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay, so Esmond is going to run from the guy. So you can use a reaction if you need to.
Yes, he's gone since then, so yeah, he is going to use his... Well, is your shield still up?
No, I double-checked the spell. It's at the beginning of your turn that it stops.
Okay, he's going to try. Does a 22 hit you right now?
You know what? I'm going to use spark points. I would like you to re-roll that.
All right, spark point used. Two warbles. Oh, does a 15 hit you?
Just misses.
Yep. Swipe right in the air just behind you. No.
Yeah, Esmond will duck below that. He'll run his full distance, attack action, reload, and take an attack at, I guess, the glowing guy directly in front of him. That boy. So let me.
He is prone. Just as warning.
He's. Oh, can I hit the bloodied guy further south from him?
Yes, but he'll have +2 armor class because there's a guy. What?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I will take the shot.
So you go to aim.
I assume 11 misses.
Yeah, your friend leans right in front of your line of fire just at the last minute, and you have to pull back. Bang, hits the wall.
Okay, and then Esmond is going to hold his. He's going to hiss between his teeth and then hold his bonus action. Chris, do I have sight on the caster as they're peeking out from behind that statue there?
No, you did from where you were before, but you don't know.
It's called over-planning, Esmond. It's overthinking it.
But you do see a little streak of black fire fire north, and then explodes just south of that dark iron. The Durgar dark iron. So Casey, Ava, Esmond, and the white pudding. Wait, does white pudding in it? Yep. We'll need to make. Oh, wait, I'll look it up. Interesting. Yeah, it says DC 0, but it's 17. Against 29 fire damage. DC 17.
Is it dexterity?
Yes. Ooh, natural 20, no damage at all.
Well,
And no. Oh, wow.
Casey as well.
Count.
Casey and Doc do that thing where one leans over and it rolls over their back, and then
Friday Night Spice!
I'll use a spark point to try and reroll to make it.
It was so much worse.
are you blessed?
I am not blessed.
Yeah.
I need to make con save for heroes.
Yes. Yeah, so 29 fire damage.
Can I gift my inspiration? Will that help?
Could you gift? You can't use both. He already used the spark point.
Okay.
Would half of 29 be 15?
Half 29 be 15 for you. Yeah.
Okay. Esmond is bloody, and but heroism stays up.
All right. Beth, you're out.
I'm going to switch from hammer to greatsword. Which just takes some movement, right? How much movement?
Half your movement.
That's fine. I'm going to attack the spellcasting dude first. It's a 19 hit.
19 hits.
I will keep that damage roll, and then I will add the additional damage thing. That's an additional 8 total, both slashing and radiant.
It's plus bloodied, right?
Plus bloodied. How is he looking?
So what's your total with bloodied? It's
Half of my character level, so...
Is that 26?
Patrick, do math.
I was totally not prepared for this. What are we adding?
13 plus 8, 21 plus 5 gets you to 26, right?
Yeah, 26.
Thank you. Someone whose brain is not pudding and capable of doing new rolls. No, not me.
Kabeth, as you bring your great sword around, tell me a story as you kill this Durgar Dark Iron.
Kabeth feels a dagger piercing in the crack of her armor. It slashes her in the leg, not in a way that isn't insignificant where she's bleeding, but she is very annoyed now, and she's like, "Oh, we're gonna bring blades into this, huh?" And she stashes her hammer behind her, and then pulls out this giant greatsword, and she's like, "You good at hell!" And she just brings this thing down upon him and slices him, and he crumbles to the ground. I got more things to do. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna attack the other guy who just came at me. Oh, I rolled the wrong thing. Hold on. 15 to hit.
15. He parries your blow. He staggers under your great strength, but manages to get out of the way.
She looks at him. She's like, "Catch me if you can." And I'm going to move, now that I've attacked him, move over to help my friends. I'm just going to measure. I'm pretty sure I have plenty of movement.
Only measure every time.
Hey, Allie, are you adding the 1d4 for bless to your attacks?
Oh, no.
Oh,
I
add
forgot.
it. Actually, any amount that you get would make that one hit, even a 1.
Hey.
Nice.
And I rolled a 4 anyways. So, okay, in that case, I'm going to reroll that damage using that thing that lets me reroll damage.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And those were what dice? The greatsword?
2d6 on greatsword.
So that's 7 base damage plus 5
12.
12 plus he's not bloodied, so there's no bloody damage, but you get 17 total.
Certainly bloodied now. Splatters of red against the wall.
Yeah, I'm still kind of looking at him and I'm like, "Catch me if you can," and I'm gonna move and let me check one more thing. We gave me a thing that lets me move with a different action economy, right?
I think you have a thing. You have a bonus action thing, right?
Yeah, I think we made it so I could dash with my bonus action. I was just trying to remember which one, but that makes the most sense. Yes. Okay, so I still have my bonus action, so I can move all the way over. I'm gonna loom over this golden guy and be ready for my next turn.
Casey, you're up. Peach will be next, then Doc.
Doc hears in her mind shortly after the black flames, dissipate. You didn't tell me you were immune to fire. Lean right. And he snaps his finger. And just as he says lean right, a ball of energy flies past her head at the creature glowing in front of her. I will use a sneak attack if this hits, and it's advantage from guiding bolt.
He'll get +2 armor because Ava's in the line.
That's fair. It's nat 20.
Natural 20.
Oh my god. Good. Oh, you got
Yeah.
matching dice. Does that mean it does the thing?
It does a thing. So yeah, this ball of energy flies past her and hits the enemy in a ball of fire, knowing full well that they're resistant to fire, but still, the heat flames up in Doc's face. And I'm going to roll some sneak attack dice here.
Wait, do the dice match across both pairs of 2d8s?
Yeah, so Chris ruled that when I roll a crit, any of the 4 d8s, if any of the 4 match, then it'll proc. So
Ace.
It's gambling time.
yeah. So sneak attack dice coming in. Okay. And he takes. So are the sneak attack dice also fire, or is that just standard?
Yeah, it'll be the same type.
Same type, okay.
Because the normal rolls, it doesn't even spells.
Okay, so it's going to be 13, 21, 39, I believe. Yeah, so he'll take 39 fire damage.
It's cut down to 19. Yeah, good hit, but you do see that they seem to be more resistant to fire than most.
And the flames linger on him briefly and then shoot out of him towards the creature just past him in a ball of energy.
Ping which one?
The bloody guy.
Oh, the guy that's tied up? Okay.
Oh, is he tied up?
Mm-hmm.
And asleep.
Get to sleep. But I think the alternative is picking one of your friends. So I think you have to pick someone.
Within 30 feet. Yeah, it's got to be him.
You don't want to hit the pudding?
My newest and best friend? No, the flames fly past. It's a 12 to hit that guy.
As he lays there slumbering, goes right over his head. It's the wall.
Casey pauses a moment. And
Well, here's the thing. It's interesting. Hold on, let's talk about this. So he is prone, but he's also incapacitated. Do you get advantage for attacking an incapacitated? Or he's restrained? Alright.
yeah, so it would
Well,
just be the
also
it would just
Peach's,
be
like-
the normal roll.
You have Peach's withering stare too.
Okay.
I think
You're assuming.
I think
Well,
it just cancels out at that point.
yeah, I agree, but you know, it's fair to assume Casey can control this chaos. Yeah. So.
That's a very large statement premise.
Most statements about Casey are large. Araya standing behind him, you see his shadow cast long behind him, and you see a grin just appear in the shadow right at your feet. And in this moment, Casey throws another ball of energy, cracks his neck first, and throws it down to this guy.
Who's also
If I
prone.
can- Yeah.
Wait, where are you? Interesting. Well, the trebuchet is in ruins, or the bliss is in ruins, so we'll say he just gets +2 armor.
+2 armor. Okay. Um. Well, that's fine. I'll go to this bloodied guy.
Okay.
Casey did crack his neck beforehand because he doesn't miss usually. And the second ball of energy flies out.
Quit jinxing yourself.
And Peach, you're
It's a
next.
20 to hit.
20 hits.
Yeah, as it strikes this creature, there's a crack of thunder right in front of the other dwarf, and he's struck for 16 thunder damage.
Tell me a story.
Plus 5 bloodied. So as this pulse of thunder reverberates out from him, he just kind of stiffens up, and blood starts to trickle out of his nose, and then his ears and his eyes, and he slumps over onto the dwarf that he was actively jumping on and biting. And that, I believe, is my turn.
Yeah, the dwarf down at the bottom he had his face a bit by this exile. His eyes go wide. This basically the guy above him just explodes. He sits up a bit, still alive, badly hurt. Looks in your direction. A thankful look. Peach Pine, you're up, then Duck.
Peach, seeing the chaos bolt rip across the field, jogs forward a few squares. I'm going to move her. And kind of letting the rifle go down by her leg, she pulls up instead the clockwork pistol. And with that, I don't have to take aim to do damage, but she'll level it at the creature still going way too close to Doc and too close to Gabeth, and she will shoot at that dwarf there.
Oh, Chris, did that dwarf get caught in the fireball too?
Yeah, he took damage.
Okay, cool.
You're firing at the Duragar that's right in front of Ava.
Yep, that's right in front of Ava.
17. Yeah. Ping! There's a spark as it hits his armor. Ping! And the bullet hits the ceiling.
Oh, well, that's a waste of a bullet. Then I'll use a spice to reroll.
Are you blessed?
Oh, I am blessed.
Oh. Well, roll your blessed dice first.
Oh, that's 4.
D4. That'll hit.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you for the blessings.
Ooh, what a damage roll. 29. Yeah, bullet pierces the armor. He staggers forward a little bit. Growls.
Dude is beefy.
Yeah, Peach is surprised. She will stay the rest of her action. She'll reload as a bonus action. But she'll holler to Doc. Doc, get away from there! That guy's something else. And that'll end my turn.
Doc, you're up.
Yeah, standing with her shield up, having been attacked by this creature, watches as Esmond takes off, and as soon as the bullet hits the enemy in front of her, she uses it an opportunity to try to slip away, running, squeezing past her giant friend a little bit between her and Esmond. She, as she's running, begins to sort of gesture with one of her hands, her free hand, and small bits. Go ahead.
Nope, you're good.
Bits of light inside of her, sort of the constellation forms and she will cast Healing Word on Esmond, and I guess I should concentrate on one thing at a time instead of trying to split. She runs gestures, and the constellations of Esmond sort of shift a little bit, and energy around his body sort of seems to be sucked into it as his wounds close up. As it sort of drifts away, she gestures again with her hands, of capturing it again in the bottle and forcing it back into him, using both her ability in order to pump as much health into Esmond as possible. Afterwards, she grabs her shield, goes into full defense right there, and then Esmond and Kabeth will both get a bonus to their AC. I don't remember what it is. I think it's +2. All right, I'll roll for Esmond.
Healing. Anything else on your turn after the healing?
No, that's it.
What'd you give Casey? +2?
Oh, no, not Casey. Kabeth and Esmond. I'm sorry. Kabeth and Esmond that are close to her get a +2.
Yeah. You see that the white pudding, whatever its spell it's casting, is growing in intensity. The creature is almost vibrating. You can see ripples in the surface of its body. Right here.
I'm marking where I want to go to. Yes. Rhea runs forward to that blue dot I made for myself. And then... I'm just double checking everything I see. Well, because if I'm going to cast one, I could cast two. Yeah, I'm going to cast two. 2 guiding bolts. 1 at that caster who's finally moved someplace where I can kind of see him. And dwarf. And a previous one that I had already hit, who's still glowing, which means that I get advantage on that. Yay! Oh, I got my own advantage! I've never had that happen! I'm gonna cast on my advantage one first.
He is prone, though.
Oh, what does that mean, then?
You have disadvantage against... for ranged attacks, you have disadvantage against... So it'll equal out.
Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna, I called it. I'm gonna do that guy first, and then another one next.
And what's the first roll on?
20.
20 will hit.
And then I only get to apply 1 after reading Radiant Soul. 1 plus to one of them, so I'm going to see how the other one pans out first.
You have to decide. You have to decide
Okay,
if you're applying it.
It says that I could only do it 1 per turn, and if I do these simultaneously, I could be like, oh, that one's stronger. Okay, this one will get it, since it did hit.
They are legitimately simultaneous, aren't they? Okay. Yeah. You can do that. You can fire them and decide.
Woo!
I'll hit as well.
I would like for the second one to get the +5, because I hate him more.
Alright. So that's 17 and 27.
Yes.
And sorry, which one was the first attack on?
The first attack was on this one, and then this one. Oh, I'm so happy they both hit. Did not anticipate that.
Alright, yep. Both of them hit with magical radiant energy, and they're both now glowing.
Nice.
So the next attack's against either of them. Advantaged.
There's a magic user down this way. Look, he's glowing.
And anything else in your turn?
It's fine. His fireballs are weak.
Still hurt.
Thane goes moving west across the battlefield to help that hurt dwarf. Hey, get behind me. Ishtalan.
Yay.
Do I have line of sight on the glowing magician down south?
Technically, but he is going to get... That's going to be tough. He's going to get 2, 4...
Sharpshooter?
8. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Yep.
Okay. So, just hearing that, and like a true predator, she's going to go after the weakest ones first. Which this one seems to qualify as, at least in terms of standing up against not wearing thick armor. So she plants her feet solidly, takes a breath, is going to use her bonus action to steady her aim. Waits for the moment of the wobbling jelly. It's harder now because it's faster and it's vibrating faster. But so she has to like sort of count in her head until both Kippath moves to the side and the jelly moves before she loses her arrow. Which is gonna do like that, like in the point of view thing where it's going behind the corals, like across the battlefield. So the guiding bolt advantage, steady aim advantage, I think that's twice, and then her keen accuracy, so I think that's 3 times.
Yeah.
This will be sharpshooter.
I've seen that movie Wanted. I know how this works.
It bends a little bit as she leans to the side to guide it around things. I think... yeah, I will use sneak attack on this also. Yeah, sneak attack and then favored foe if it doesn't hit, I'm gonna be very mad. 19.
19
I think so works. So that will be 31 piercing.
All right. As you bloody this dark fire, tell me a story.
So this arrow goes zipping, leaving the lightest of scratches on the pudding that instantly seals over, passing through a little bit of that flame as it goes through Kibet's feet, or between Kibet's legs. And then nicks a tiny chip off of one of the statues that she's threading this arrow through before it hits this magician, this dark fire Durgar, right in the ribs, and he chokes and coughs up a little bit of blood.
Slow down. Anything else on your turn?
That will be it for me.
Stepping across the corpse of the exile, Dark Iron positions and attacks both Kibeth and Ava. First attack, I think. Oh, that's a natural 1. Why? As he goes swinging in at you, Kibeth. Doesn't expect your armor to be so well made. The sword shatters in his hand. Crumples to the ground, the snarl goes through me, throws it onto the ground. Disarmed.
It's funnier because I didn't even make it. Does he still attack Ava?
No, that's the end of his turn. That's a natural 1.
Cool.
Bloodied ravenous exile in the east moves and jumps onto one of those dwarves, grabbing him, biting at his neck. This Dark Iron Durgar gets up from the ground, still glowing with magical energy from the gutting bolt. He's going to attack the 2 dwarves near him.
I am I'm getting
Go on.
I had a bonus action held. I'm going to use it as that enemy stands up, I would like them to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Currently looking at a 28.
I'll use a spark to force a reroll of that.
Currently looking at a 23.
Nothing happens.
He swings his blade at the dwarves. And one fell swoop slices both their heads off and they go to the ground. Oh, isn't that pink? They don't have pink blood. It's your turn. So, after he kills them, he moves towards you.
Yeah, that seems fair. Sorry, I had taken the phone call earlier, so I'm just double checking spells real fast before I say what I'm...
Next player will be Kaveh.
You know what? Yeah. Oh, this will be fun stuff. Esmond, seeing the unable to see the caster towards the south, but knowing his general location, is going to a half movement stow his gun, the rifle, and pull out his wand, and he's going to draw a circle in the air. As he does, in a 10-foot radius, targeted around the general area of where the caster is hiding behind the statue, the air is going to begin to warble and shake as cracks begin to appear in the air, and they congregate until they all meet in the center, and and a bubble of air is going to shrink down, and an explosion of air is going to pass through. I'm casting Shatter at 3rd level.
Show me where.
Around this area, like it's a 10-foot sphere centered on the statue, but a little past the statue, because he doesn't know exactly where the caster is.
Okay, sounds good. What kind of
It's a
save is this?
DC 17. DC 17 con save.
Damage.
Balls on that. So total damage is 25. So half of that plus bloody.
Alright, yeah, you do hear a shout from behind there as the explosion goes off. And Araya, you just see as this ancient dwarven statue explodes, and the plaque of dwarven writing to the south of it bursts in pieces.
Does the statue fall on top of the dwarf?
Oh, roll a die.
Like
for
a
me.
grenade?
Roll a die.
Like
I didn't actually have that thought before. Could I have placed the shatter spell or centered it in a way to kind of collapse the statue?
Well,
to fall in that direction on top of him?
you might get that. Yeah, roll a d4. If you get a 4, it falls in his direction of the many directions it could fall in. It falls the other way.
Well, still, he's not hiding anymore. And I'm going to hold a bonus action. And that's my...
Yeah, you see, picks himself up from the ground, snarls. And he is going to begin casting a spell.
I'm using my bonus action.
Go on.
I forgot he was right after me. Can I see him?
Yeah. You pull up the statue, so there's you can just barely make him out.
Okay, yeah. Con save. DC 6.
Okay. Oh, that's a failure.
What?
Okay, so let's get weird. Esmond is quickly growing impatient as this battle drags on. So after blowing at the statue, seeing the caster survive and still standing, Esmond's eyes are going to begin to flash silver, as everyone has seen in the past. But instead of flashing a full silver, the color will instead fade and shrink back down, and the color of his irises will change bronze to a bronze chrome color almost, as he uses momentary stasis. And the caster is encased in a chrome energy field, unable to move, unable to take any actions until my next turn, or it is attacked.
I like this. I will say. Okay, so you're trying to preempt his spell.
Yes. I forgot that he was right after me, so and that the statue had fallen, so I either would have casted it as soon as I could see him or as soon as he began casting something.
Okay. Let's say you did it at the end of your turn, because you cannot preempt an action. Like, you have to follow an action.
I see. I'm sorry about that. Okay, got it.
So let's just pretend you did it at the end of your turn, because this is cool. We haven't seen this before. So, yeah, what's this? What does this look like as you do this for the first time?
Like I was saying, his eyes turn to flash silver like they usually do, but the color solidifies and shrinks down, and his irises change from their stark, bright sky blue color to a dull bronze chrome, and that same color encases the caster, and they find themselves unable to move. So they're held in place by a strange crumb-colored energy.
All right, yep, you see him freeze in place. Nicely done. Kabeth, you're up.
Okay. So there's that guy who's still standing behind Ava, right? Kind of on top of the dead guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hit him with my sword. $24 plus, I assume 24 hits.
Yes, it does.
22 damage.
Kabeth, as you bloody this dark iron, tell me a story.
Beth sees this guy coming up behind her from Ava, and she's like, no, you're not gonna hurt my friends. And she raises her hair up, and she has her greatsword now. She raises the greatsword over her head and takes a thwack at him, and it kind of like dents his armor, and he sees some blood squish out as he gets a little crush. She's like, I'll do it again. And she swings the sword around to hit him again. Beth has the best quips, sorry. That's 25.
Oh god, she did it again!
Plus bloody now, right?
Yeah, so
Mhm.
let's see. We're gonna because I can do it every turn I want, I'm gonna re-roll that radiant damage, that 1d4. Let's see if we can do better than that. 2. Okay, so that's 15 plus 6. So 21 damage on this turn. Sorry, this hit.
Plus bloody.
Plus bloody, which is another 5.
All right, so yeah, more blood splatters
26.
out, some of it hitting the fire and sizzling. You guys have got him hurt now.
She's like, just run away!
Double check your ability. If it's Savage Attacker, it might only be weapon damage. I could be wrong.
Oh, you're right. It is only for the...
Okay, no worries, just in the future.
Got it. I gained 1 point.
One HP matters.
All right, anything else on your turn?
I'm already kind of centered, but yeah, as long as I stay within 5 feet of that guy and Ava for now, that's fine.
So let's get Casey then, Peach then Dog.
Chaos is unfolding on the battlefield, but Casey is staring north at Ishtalan, seemingly in a little bit of a daze, and his eyes trace the line that her arrow took through friend and foe alike to hit some unseen target. And he grins as his eyes focus on this dwarf in front of Esmond. And he cracks his neck and snaps his fingers twice and slings a ball of chaos into this fray of people.
I will say, if you stand where you are, firing through Kaveth and the trebuchet to hit him, he's going to have plus 6 armor class.
He understands this. He'll be double advantage, and I'll use sneak attack if I hit. When I hit.
Never miss.
Kabeth, you hear in your head, maybe duck just a little bit.
What'd you get?
So I'm currently looking at a 16, but it is all on the reflexes. Or no, not the reflexes. Yeah. This is a hard shot, but there's no problem for Casey. Kabeth, you hear maybe a little bit more as the ball of energy comes closer. 23 to hit.
All right, so it's going to stand.
One sec.
Are you blessed? Did somebody bless you?
I don't think I got blessed.
Oh, Yeah, why not? I'll use my reaction.
In response to what?
What's that?
In response to what?
Oh, his attack.
After it hits?
No. I guess not.
This is one of the tough guys. You said he was getting +6 to damage or to AC.
Mm-hmm. Firing through Kabeth and the trebuchet.
And Isaac's really starting to sweat over there.
Make a good shield, I'm sorry.
No. Here, I'll use this thing. I'll go ahead and do it. All right. Isaac's going to roll a d6. Use a reaction. Sort of faint shifting the cosmic energies within Casey sort of shifts a little bit, and what you're doing, just a little bit of the air sort of shifts around just a little bit as well.
Ooh.
You want to roll a d6? Or you want me to, Isaac?
I mean, it looks like you're rolling it, right?
All right.
Oh, Doc has this.
Okay. So, Ava, we've never seen you use this ability for. Describe what we're seeing here.
I want to say that sort of sensing things in the way that she can, where all of the sensory effects around her sometimes get dialed up to a little bit of 9. It's not so much that time in any way actually slows down, anything happens, but she feels a heightened sense of awareness of all the things around her, and for just a moment, there's this echoing of the sound, the breeze around her, the different scents, and somehow her brain just sort of seems to connect this attack that he's doing, and as if by instinct, just by sort of thinking about it, the energies within her and Casey and the sort of the world just almost around them, demonstrating fuck, I should really, flavor's the worst fucking thing for me. Anyway, the constellation within Casey shift a small amount in the light, and his attack again is just sort of shifted ever so slightly in the way that Casey is willing it for. It just has a little extra boost for it.
Ava, as you use this ability for the first time, maybe not even fully understanding what you're doing, there's this moment as it's happening that for you, everything seems to slow down. And just as you can sometimes see the patterns, constellations of energy within people, just an instant you can see it in everyone in the room. Maybe it's just a trick of your eye, but as you see the patterns laid out through all of your friends and throughout the room, something about the way they overlap, just an instant, you realize it forms a face, feminine and lupine, with slightly pointed ears, and right at the center of the forehead is a third eye, purple in hue. So you use Cosmic Omen, and then man, maybe you just imagined it.
That is a 25 to hit.
And that hits.
And he is struck with a ball of acid fortuitously as he sees his magic strike true there. Casey grins and sees the acid splash over the guy and kind of glances quickly back at Ishjalon, and then after a moment of realization looks back at the creature. He'll take 18 points of acid damage.
sizzling, burning on his armor.
And the second ball of energy flies from Casey's hand just over Kabeth's other shoulder at the bloodied creature between her and Doc. I will also use sneak attack on this guy. $20 to hit that one.
20 will hit. He did get a little bit of bonus armor, but you still got him.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and the second ball of energy hits on Kabeth's other side. Acid again splashes over this creature for 22. That's with bloodied 22 points of acid damage.
Eats through part of its armor. You can see some ribs exposed, blood just dripping down on the ground. He's badly hurt, but still alive.
Yeah, that's Casey stands there tall. And yeah, that's my turn.
Fine.
Okay, great. Peach is going to go ahead and cast Dissonant Whispers at the bloodied guy by Kabeth and Doc. How this looks is she kind of has her guns in hand, but as she's looking into the chaos of the battlefield with the dust flying and different bolts of light and energy flying through, instead she just under her breath says, "You need to get away from my friends." And she'll cast Dissonant Whispers, and if the guy fails his save, then he has to run away from me as far as he can. That is going to be has to make a wisdom save.
DC 16 wisdom save. And sorry, ping for me one more time the guy that you're attacking. Is it that one?
That's correct, yes.
That is a natural 1, double your damage.
All right, so hang on. How much? I forget how to do damage for Dissonant Whispers.
It's 3d6 psychic.
Nice. Okay.
Would that be double damage since it was a nat 1?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's going to be 20 plus bloody, and he has to run away if he's alive.
All right. Yep. You see his head is thrown back, blood splatters out into the air. He's barely still alive. He takes a move away from Ava. You do attack of opportunity if you'd like it.
Am I in reach for that, or?
Not yet,
Just
but she
like-
probably will be.
He's got to run away from me through you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Ava has no reaction. Because she has no reaction.
All right. Kabeth, attack of opportunity if you would like it.
Beth is surprised as he surges towards her to run away rather than away from her, considering the last thing she said to him was, "You should just run away now," and now he kind of is. As he goes by, Beth will take one last swing at him.
Oh no, she's not. That's her time.
Natural.
Does that damage alone already kill him, or should I just roll the rest of the damage?
Let's see your full damage. Remember to double
my
it. Double any
goodness.
dice that you roll.
Double the dice.
Mm-hmm.
She said she'd do it again. She didn't say she'd do it a third time. Probably fine.
Patrick, do some math. Double the 15.
All right,
The damage for the first
7,
one. Should I
10,
roll?
12. It's 12, 12, 24, 24, and 15. So what's that? 19,
Plus 5, bloodied.
29, 39, plus 5, 30, 44? Is that what everyone else got?
44 points of damage. Kabeth, tell us a story as you kill Durgar Dark Iron.
Kmeth is very confused. This guy runs towards her after she says run away, and she's like, well, if you're gonna be like that, and she just brings this thing down upon him and slices through the remaining crack in his armor, and he crumbles to the ground. And she turns towards Ava and then looks at Peach and she's like,
Nicely.
I'll do exactly what she says. I'll be totally fine.
Alright. Peach, anything else on your turn?
No. Well, actually, yeah. Peach is gonna say, "Nice one, Kabeth. Goddamn, good job, girl." And then that'll be the end of my turn.
Alright. Doc, you're up.
Okay. Yep. Nope. In the position she's in, she's where she feels like she needs to be, trying to support Esmond. And even though Kabeth obviously doesn't need it, still, still there for that. She will. Oh crap. She's gonna try to help. To the east, she sees the soldier who's being bitten, and Yep, best I can do. The one on to the east, the one who's bloodied, have him roll a strength saving throw as he's feels a force trying to shove him off.
Looks like a 20. Dirty 20 from the Ravenous Exile.
wow.
Yeah. Yep. Not much I can do about that. Okay. Yeah, she tries. The force kind of hits him. Doesn't even seem like he's phased hardly by it. And Ava just goes at full defense once again, protecting herself and the people right around her. And it's like, watch out, Esmond! As the monster comes lit up, stumbling towards her, obviously prepared for a fight. And, yeah, that'll be end of turn.
White Pudding continues to cast a spell. There's a slight greenish light, almost sickly, coming from within. Ava, anyone who can see the White Pudding, roll Arcana.
If this is Circle of Death, I'm gonna be very mad.
Okay.
Yeah, just 15. Never mind. I shouldn't have rolled a d4.
No, Ava, Esmond, Kabeth, and Peach. There's something wrong about this spell the White Pudding's casting. I don't know what it is, but it's not natural. Alright, your turn.
Looks fine to me. Gosh, you all are very effective. But wait, let me count my sorcery points I've got remaining. Not terrible. Cool. I'm going to aim a I really like Guiding Bolt. It's my favorite spell. Let me check what levels I have available. I'm going to aim a Guiding Bolt just at the caster down low. But I get advantage, right?
He is incapacitated. I assume you get advantage against incapacitated creatures.
And he's glowing.
No, you don't?
Incapacitated just means that they can't act or have can't have actions or reactions. Weirdly, it doesn't say anything about bonus actions.
Well, natural 20 is gonna hit either way.
Damn, girl, you do love that bolt.
It's my favorite.
Doing work.
Does the critical automatically, or do I have to do it? No, it does automatically. All right, so I higher level cast it.
Yeah, you did.
Well, what's your
44
total
plus 10,
damage?
so it's 44
44.
plus
Guys, are we-
5.
Are
49.
we badasses now?
49
Only when we
radiant
crit.
damage?
Wait, hold on. Let me double check because it's 18. 16 plus 16 is 32. 34 plus 10, 44 plus 5, 49. Yeah. 49 points of damage to that little one down there.
All right.
Jeez, hell
Tell
yeah.
me a story.
This is what he gets for hurting me. Like there's that battle rage that's just like you see like flames licking her, but it's the blue flame. Yet from her hand, she hurls a blinding bolt of radiant light that seems anathema to these deep dwarves, and just like stirring all her hair cloth, just like at him, and it from the inside out like an X-ray. You see the skeleton before he is just burned with the maiden's light. And with feeling that maiden within her, she is going to toss some sacred waters to this guy because he is just in my range as a bonus action.
And light erupts from his mouth, screams, and almost nothing left as ashes fall to the ground.
And then 14. Do I add anything for this kind of healing?
Is it?
It's this one. It's
It's a
the
healing pool. Your 6d6 healing pool. You're spending dice.
at least it's 14 for this one up here that's behind Farron. I see you.
Yeah. For right now, add your bonus healing to that. I might change that later, but right now it's fine.
Okay, well then 19, right? Yeah.
Yes. He's no longer bloody. He's completely healed.
I'm gonna see now if I should move or not. I'm gonna go further south.
You see up the where you heal the guy. Bane had been taking out bandages and like wrapping his wounds, and then takes the bandages away. He's like, looks at the bandages with awe.
Yay!
Fucking awesome.
Oh, magic band-aids!
Bandages are amazing.
All it took was a kissy, and you're all better.
Do not underestimate the power of a kiss on a boo-boo.
That's right.
The guy in front of Esmond shouldn't be glowing anymore in case he used that glow.
Ishtalan.
Ishtalan seems in almost a trance. Actually, a sort of intensity and focus that isn't all that dissimilar from how Shalati looks when the ghostly serpents are called. But in this instance, her hands are moving smoothly through the motions of knock, draw, loose, knock, draw, loose. And she is knocking and drawing when her target, her Ursula target, suddenly like disappears in the motes of divine fire. And so she pivots slightly and pauses a moment, focusing her energies, and whispers something that like her lips form the shape of a whisper. And she's going to use a bonus to move her hunter's mark, which I think has been hovering around one of these dead guys for a while now. She's going to move it on to the guy that's south of Esmond. And then she will loose, but not sharpshooter this time. Just regular old shot. But if it hits, she's going to, while she was whispering also, she's going to use a whisper to restore 2 sneak attack dice. And then she's going to use that on the shot favorite foe if it hits, and also if it hits superiority die. And she, with this magic that she is weaving into this arrow, she recalls being small again, being young, being trapped in this strange great land, and the fearsome, beautiful being that stalked the land, that made her heart pound with both delirium and terror. And she instills that into her arrow and sends it on. Oh!
Yes.
Holy fuck.
Friday night rolls are great. Goodness sakes, when your crit is 31.
So, 34 total, that's going to be 34 plus 13, 37, 47. Yeah, 47 piercing. And then he has to make I think it's DC 17? Let me check. Wisdom save. It might be 18 at this point, actually.
Failure on the save.
Ooh, okay. So he's frightened of me until the end of my next turn, which means he has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while I'm within his line of sight, and he can't willingly move closer to me.
All right.
He doesn't have to move away, but he can't move closer.
As you bloody this Durgo Dark Iron, tell us a story.
And this arrow skims past the line of dwarves. Just basically, actually, she arcs it up just a teeny bit. She doesn't have to do all that much between the dwarves and Esmond in her way, and it hits this dwarf, a little taller than some of the others. It really only grazes him in the neck, but the magic that she has instilled into it seeps into his veins, and it gushes far more than it normally would for a wound of that size. And within it are these poisonous whispers of fear and terror and being small again. And in his sight, she grows larger, fearsome, bright in the sunlight that was cast from Ava's spell, and terrifying and beautiful.
You see it has been right there in front of you. You see the expression on this creature's face change into something of abject horror.
I think knowing that it has taken effect, she takes a couple of deliberate steps closer. And that will be it for me.
And over on the eastern side of the room, eastern side of the room, the Revenous Exile there bites into the dwarf's throat.
Ava's like, no! Ah!
And then the Durgar Dark Iron that Sean had just hit shakes its head, takes a step back from Esmond. Attack of opportunity if you have her action.
I can do that actually. I have a thing. Hold on. I think it's a feat that lets me use magic.
Warcaster?
Yes, I have Warcaster. So as he starts to walk away, Esmond's distracted by the white pudding. What's happening over there? But he sees in his periphery the guy start to walk away. So he reaches out with his left hand and casts Shocking Grasp at him. Is he wearing metal armor?
Yes, yes.
This would be at advantage then.
Also, Chris, do I have line of sight on the enemy as well that Esmond's attacking?
Yes.
Okay.
That'll
I
be
might
28
also
to
do
hit.
something.
28 hits.
That'll be 14 lightning plus bloody, so 19 total damage, and the creature cannot take any reactions for this round.
And you said you want to do something as well? Okay.
Trying to decide if it makes sense. I was thinking of using the stone rune, which is when a creature you can see ends its turn within 30 feet of you, you can use a reaction to force the creature to make a wisdom saving throw. And he'll be charmed.
He hasn't ended his turn yet.
Oh, good. Keep going then. He might be too far now.
So he turns tail and runs as the electricity courses through him. He's fleeing the battle, headed south.
Does that dwarf take a swing at him?
Of course he does. The one who got his face bitten earlier.
Yeah.
Hits him. Oh wait, no, that's 17 on the die. Yeah, he chops him. He gives him a chop.
Whoa.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Plus bloody.
Yeah, but this guy's like, what, level 3?
Yeah, plus bloody.
Yeah, and he even does it from the ground. He's still lying on the ground as the guy runs by. Alright, it's been not your turn.
After the guy ran away, Esmond turns his attention back to the pudding, actually. Shit. He's going to bonus action Misty Step to be standing in front of the pudding and use half his movement to trade his wand for the mace for his mace, and he pulls it out and he starts yelling at the pudding. White pudding, whatever you're doing, stop it right now. Cancel the spell immediately. Oh, tell this thing to stop now. And I'm going to hold my action.
You see its attention seems to shift somehow on its surface and focus on you, Esmond. Okay, Beth, your turn. Okay, so you can use your action if you want.
I'm gonna hop over this guy, going around Ava, not hopping over Ava. I'm gonna walk over here. Is this guy on the ground dead looking? He didn't mark him as dead.
He's asleep and tied up from Peach's previous.
No.
shenanigans.
This guy whose throat got bit, you made him turn upside down. Does that mean he's dead? You didn't mark everyone else.
Dead. Yeah.
I just step over him then. I guess I'm big, so I kind of have to go over here. It's weird, like I'm like, I can stand here, but I can't actually stand there. And I look at this guy and I'm like, I'm back, and that was rude, and I point to the guy dead on the ground.
Beady eyes look up at you.
That's a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
Alright, let's roll some extra damage here. Plus an extra 4 is 17. Plus bloody, which is plus 5. 22. How's my math?
Close enough. Tell me a story, Beth.
Yeah. Beth is like, that was rude! And she takes her sword and swings it down and takes this guy out for good. He crumples onto the ground right next to the guy whose throat he just bit. And she just shakes her head and she's like, she like gestures to the guy dead on the ground that was like on her side, and she's like, I set you up for success and everything. And she turns around. Let's see, we still have that guy still alive, but bloody.
That one's the one that's
And
tied up and
tied up and
asleep.
unconscious.
He's a threat.
There's the
Yeah.
one that
Snor's
ran
like-
down south.
Yeah, and the electrocuted guy's running for it.
I probably can't see him because there's a pillar and a statue in the way.
Yeah,
Right.
you cannot see him, but you're aware that he's down there somewhere.
Let me do some distance math here. Be easier if I zoomed out on the map so I could see the map. I guess I could, in theory. Can I squeeze between those statues when I'm big?
You can, you just can't stop there. As long as you don't finish your movement there, you can.
I mean, I have 120 feet of movement if I dash with my bonus action. So in theory, I could totally have made it over to this guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a spot you could be.
Because I am mobile, so I don't have,
Like, you could stop.
don't
You could
lose.
stop there.
here?
Not there.
Where's that?
Because there's
Here.
the stone
Okay.
plaque is there.
Alright, and I can still reach that guy.
Mhm.
So I can take a hit at him, because I got one more swing left in me for this turn. That's a 15 to hit.
This guy fleeing for his life.
Plus D4.
Oh,
I can...
the D4.
Oh yeah, plus D4. And if that doesn't work, I'll use one of my other things.
It's a
I assume
16.
16.
Still isn't making it.
I can use a snack point to reroll, right?
Yep.
That's 24.
24 is gonna hit
And remind me, which damage do we decide to use? The first
the
damage?
first one.
Okay, we're gonna use that feat to reroll that damage because that's sad. That's still so sad. Why? All right, 4 plus. That's 10 plus bloodied, so
15.
15.
Yeah, you give him a good chop, blood splattering on the statue, but he's still alive.
Wait,
But now I'm in the way. And there's
wait,
fire in that tunnel.
the total should be 20, I think, right?
Yeah, you forgot to add the weapon and your strength.
Yeah.
Or sorry, you forgot to add strength and
Oh,
magic.
yes, I did forget the strength and magic.
Plus an additional 5.
So add an additional 5. Thank you.
Alright, anything else on your turn?
No, I think that's it for now.
Casey does use his reaction to respond to Esmond. And he says, Ez is right. Battle's won. Stand down, white pudding. And he snaps his finger and a ball of fire appears in his hand.
Oh, Casey, it's your turn now.
And he cracks his neck and slings the ball of fire down south, past the trebuchet, past the statues at that creature that's running away.
Alright, yeah, you just barely see. It's going to get a little bit of armor class, but
Okay.
it's plus 2.
Yeah, this is a
Actually,
firebolt.
plus 4, because that statue's in mind. Ugh, mannequin thing.
He's Gotta hit, though. 24 to hit.
24 hits.
The ball of fire streaks across the battlefield, casting light and shadow as it flies past the dwarf, past the statues, and erupts against the creature right in front of Kabeth. The heat from the flames, Kabeth, you can just feel it. You start to sweat a little bit, and the flames roar up. He takes 19 points of fire damage, plus 5 bloodied.
This is a 19 plus 5, 24.
Is bloodied get halved as well? Bloodied is not halved, right?
Bloody goes first. Bloody to blood first.
Yeah, 5 bloodied plus 19 fire damage.
Oof. Blows into him, blood. There's a rib exposed. He's still alive.
Is it too late to use a sneak attack dice?
No, you just can't be. It just can't be. It can't benefit for a critical.
The flames intensify for another 9 fire damage.
Cut it half to 4. Tell me story.
You'll never get me. I'll never go down.
Yeah, you can tell he's trying to say something, and there's a warble in his voice, this guttural, life-ending fear that courses up as he looks up at Kabeth, the flames shining in his eyes with just fear, and he looks over his shoulder, not from where the fireball came from, but further back at Ishtalan. And he turns and takes one more step forward, but just falls down, crackling and burning, and does not move anymore.
If there's anyone left on the field I forgot, you make quick work of them. And as you look around, it seems as though many are dead. All that remains is the white pudding, who still warbles with magic, and he says.
Oh, could Peach put herself near Esmond? That was going to be my next move.
Yeah, move yourselves wherever you want to, honestly. The white pudding is still warbling with magic, and you can see a slight greenish light from within. And its attention seems to have shifted to Esmond, who had shouted at it. He says, I'm not your enemy. You come here seeking the secrets of this temple. And in the depths there will be more. There will be more of these things. They are who trapped me here. My business is with them. Do not make an enemy of me. Go seek what you came for, and I will deal with them.
From around the corner of the pillar that she hid behind, Ishtalan shouts, well, if you go down that tunnel and go about 20 minutes or so, should be able to find them in the big room.
Thank you.
Yeah. Peach tugs like the sleeve of Esmond's jacket. We should go. Just let this thing do what it's gonna do. Let's just let's do the puzzles and let's figure the thing. Let's just do what we're gonna do. Let's go.
If you go down that tunnel, I'm shutting it behind you. I'm not risking anything else coming in to harm these townspeople or us. I'm done.
Ez. This one's not our enemy. If you won't take his word for it, take mine.
Fine, your responsibility. And he stows the mace and just proceeds to head back down towards the room that we had left previously.
Yeah, Nesbin moves north, vanishing into the northern tunnel.
I'll stop by Farron and where are there any of our friend dwarves alive?
Yeah, one way down in the south. It looks like Ava's tending to him.
And the one that I healed earlier, and that's it? Other than Farron? So it's Farron and 2.
So 3 out of 12 plus Farron. Or no, wait, Farron I think is one of the 3.
Yeah. You see, Fane helps this other dwarf up. He's got his arm over his shoulder. He says, "Is that bad?" Well, he was. He seems fine.
Not a good survival rate.
No, this is,
And Fane looks at me and says, claps on the shoulder. "Are you good to go? Go up and protect the town. I've got to go with them." And the dwarf guard nods.
should we know what was written in Dwarven here now at all? Like the statues that were blown up? Or did we translate that one and not the one downstairs? Oh, fair. There's more Dwarven downstairs.
I'll go with you.
That's right.
Oh, he already did. He came down the route already, actually. And
Oh,
Esmond asked him
okay.
to do that.
Okay. Yep. Cool. We opened another door.
So Esmond is headed north. What's everyone else doing?
Oh, puzzle time!
Yeah, Peach is following quickly and quietly behind Esmond. Like, she didn't bother to clock anybody else. If he's going, she's following after. She's scared of this pudding.
Shalana's also doing this, but while she's moving along, she is going to say, "So does anyone want to fill in your helpful neighborhood scout on what happened in that room while I was away?"
Okay, hold that conversation, though. Casey, what are you doing?
Casey will follow the white pudding down to that tunnel that Ishtalan directed it to speak with it before it goes down the path.
Okay, so you're hanging behind. Ava, what are you doing?
She's using a healer's kit to try to help the man who was attacked down in the south.
Yeah, sounds good. So, yeah, okay. So, Ishtalan, do that conversation. Sorry, Ishtalan had
Everyone
asked.
that she went,
Yeah,
everyone that she went with went away.
Wait, I'm coming.
Wait, there's still threat on the battlefield.
Sorry, maybe Chris, maybe a 5-minute break. I feel like a couple
Yeah.
people
Let's
left
do a
in the bathroom.
5-minute break. That,
Yeah,
thank you.
I was in the bathroom and I was like, I want to answer, but I'm too far away.
Okay, yeah.
I was halfway to the bathroom myself, and I was like, wait.
Okay, yeah. But,
Yeah.
Take a bathroom break.
Did I
Yeah,
miss-
the one exile who's still tied up, he kind of opens his eye just a little bit, looks around, and shuts it again.
I mean,
Well,
wise,
that
Can't
honestly.
be solved by a nap, right?
This guy will go far. He's smart.
I'm waiting for the pudding to just nonchalantly walk over him, and when he leaves, it's just a skeleton left behind.
Like critters.
I'm feeling pretty all right.
Although, to be fair, I just need an hour and I should get most of those back. But
Okay, let's see. All right, so moving down the stairs, I believe is Ishtalan, Araya, Esmond, Kebeth, Peach. Is that right? Leaving Ava and Casey behind in the chamber. The white pudding is still working a magic spell. Ava is down south of the southern portion of the room. Did Ava leave? Well, are you back? Okay. Do you want to do your scene?
which one?
Yeah.
Ava wanted to do something real quick.
Yeah, it's very short. I guess Ava's to the south, just sort of patching up, sort of helping to stitch together, put a salve over the bite marks on the person's face from, I guess, where the fangs set in, and gathering up a few different herbs that can be used to help fend off any sort of infection. Just giving him some general information and helping him back to his feet, sending him back off to whatever physicur they have. As he's sort of I guess, stumbles off, I would imagine. I have no idea if he leaves or stays. Chris determines that. Ava turns back and looks back over in the incredibly stark, bright light that is illuminating the room at all of the people laying dead, and that she was entirely unsuccessful at doing anything to help. And just sort of looking over at the contrast over them, the still bodies, takes sort of a deep breath, hears the echoes of her friends walking down the stairs, and just begins walking slowly north, feeling looking a little less than happy.
So, yeah, as Ishtlon and the others go down, Ishtlon had asked for, she wanted to be caught up on what had happened in that room to the north.
Was that just a general question to the group?
Yep. She was basically just like, does one want to fill in your friendly neighborhood scout who was away when you broke into a room with a white Flan?
Well, the white jelly thing was imprisoned in the center of the room, and we knew that, well, it was going to be in there for a while, and we sent Casey and Peach to talk to it, and they were talking to it, and it said that it was not going to hurt anybody, and that it was really, really good, and that it didn't like other things like it that was bad. And then it kind of seems like maybe the black jelly thing was like the same thing, but like not it. And then Casey let it out, even though I told him not to, and that we should definitely
I also
get,
said not
the
to.
whole
Pete
group,
pipes
but
in.
Casey made the decision for us, and he let it out. And I'm not convinced that thing was doing something really weird. I don't know enough about the spell to know exactly what, but it didn't feel right, and I don't trust it.
Peach jumps on Kabeth even. Oh, sorry, I thought you were actually done. Sorry.
That's perfect to cut me off.
Peach jumps on Kabeth right as like cuts her off as she's finishing speaking. Says, and the thing is, this I don't want to sound like I'm prejudicial or judgmental in any way, but this thing just the way it was talking about how its enemies that all come up against it, it's sentient and it's thinking and feeling, and it doesn't feel like anything other than revenge and bad feelings. And yeah, Casey let it out. We, Kabeth, me, as most of us all were like, at least wait till Ishtlon gets back here because we're group and we all should vote. But
I didn't hear you say anything.
Oh, it was in our heads. We were connected through magic. But I was telling him very much so that he should definitely get the opinion of the entire group, because even though he's the king of wherever he says he's the king of, he's not the king of us.
I
definitely told you out loud too with my voice, Casey.
Casey's not with you, just.
Yeah, you speak over your shoulder.
Here.
You speak over your shoulder at the air. He's not there.
Yeah, Peach does a double take. Oh,
Turn
he's not
to
even here for me to yell at
him. He's not even
here. Not even here to take it. Yeah, that's just like him. Mm-hmm.
So Casey and Esmond, look at yours, Esmond.
I was just gonna say at the end of that, Esmond would just kind of perk up and say, "It's more or less a summary. Next time you decide to go scouting, make sure someone in the group knows no one knew where you were, and so we left without you. So just heads up next time would be good." And he continues heading down the stairs.
Yeah, it's
more or less what I expected.
Folks been disappearing and not coming back. Right? So let us know when you're disappearing of your own volition so we don't start questioning our own sanity. Who all even remembers there was an Ishtlon?
Well, if I can't make it back, then you probably shouldn't be waiting for me anyway. So I fail to see the problem there.
Like, if he'd gone off and got killed, then I wouldn't know if he just disappeared. Because
doesn't usually the memories go away?
Sometimes.
Like if they don't go away, then
just drop it, Peach. She can do whatever she wants. Let's just move.
Thank you.
Peach does drop it.
Casey and Ava. Ava, as you're just reaching the north side of the room, glancing back, you can see that Casey's still waiting there with the white pudding. The pudding seems to finish its spell, and you see the corpses of the dead around shift and twitch, and bones rip out of them. The skeletons seem to claw their way out of the bodies around where the white pudding had been casting the spell. And you see 5. You're up the north end of the room, Ava. You see 5 skeletons rip their way free from the flesh of the dead exiles and dwarven guards alike.
Yeah, she stops where she is and like gawks at it for a second, sort of stunned, and sort of says like under her breath, like no, and she starts to walk and then sort of trot back that direction at a brisk jog towards where Casey is and where those things are.
I think even Velocity so far has more or less played everything off as being very cool and unaffected, but at this she kind of audibly gags for a minute and then has to turn away at seeing the skeletons rip their way out of bodies.
And then you see the white pudding kind of shifts and begins moving to the south. The skeletons, one of them turns its head, and there's kind of a crunching sound as it looks over at Casey. It doesn't attack, and the white pudding and the skeletons all move south.
Yeah, Ava's running towards sort of where the skeletons might have been. I'm not sure what exactly the timing of this would be, but she's moving more towards Casey and the skeletons, and she's like shaking her head, saying, like, "No, you can't do that, Casey."
You'll hear in your head, "Doc, I'll handle it." And Casey follows a bit.
When the white pudding gets down near that southern group of the dead, it begins to cast another spell, but this one doesn't take nearly as long. And almost immediately, 5 more skeletons rip their way from the dead. Now there are 10.
As it's about to travel down the tunnel, Casey will speak aloud to White Pudding. We have our understanding. Those above, you're not to harm, but they won't understand you. They won't see you and know of our agreement. So you must avoid them.
You are their king. Make them understand. I will not bother them.
Very well.
Those
what you need to do down here.
Those who dwell here in the deep were cast out long ago. Answers here still remain for you. And he heads into the tunnels, and the undead follow.
Yeah.
And that way, leaving Casey and Ava alone there.
Yeah. Casey raises an eyebrow and... Okay.
He's like, no, he can't do that. Like, they're all desecrated.
It's not the same.
he keeps doing that. He can't. That's like the one thing he can't do.
Ava puts a, or sorry, is Ava close to everyone else, or is she down with Casey?
Ava's with Casey. If you guys want to have interactions, I mean, it's kind of a loose space here, so you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that the others had moved on down.
Yeah, I was under the impression that
Yeah,
Never
I
mind
thought
then.
I'd moved.
the group had all moved down the stairs.
But if people were hanging around to see the show.
I'm trying to think.
So it's just Ava and Casey.
Yeah. She starts to like move. She's looking at all the bodies just been completely, destroyed. The viscera, sort of, I guess, remnants of whatever's left over, scattered about, and the awful smell. And is just absolutely horrified by this. And she is just getting visibly like a little bit more upset, and just having not. She's looking back after the tunnel almost as if she should have done something or stopped it, and she looks at Casey and she's just deeply. You see something that Casey probably doesn't see from her very much. It's just this anger and almost like disappointment of what's happening. And she like looks down at the bodies. And are they the only two people in the room?
Yes, everyone else has left the room. Either gone back up to the surface, some of the wounded dwarves, not wounded at all, and Fane went with the others down the stairs.
Yeah, she gets kind of really still and gets almost a little cold. She's just staring straight at Casey, and furious in a sort of stoic, almost like way, and she just says, "Make holes and help me put them in the ground before people can see them." And yeah.
Yeah, Casey kind of takes in Doc's demeanor for a moment. I think recognizes the shift in it. And goes to say something, but stops himself, and it's like, yeah. And he starts moving around the place, waving his hand, using mold earth to kind of move as much dirt as he can to create.
Yeah, there's
shell.
It's stone. You're not gonna
Stone.
dig graves in this.
Oh.
Okay.
You do have lots of plants, though.
Yeah.
I could burn them.
She says, yeah, she's just sort of not saying anything, just has this almost 1,000-yard stare. She doesn't say anything. She sort of shakes her head and then moves toward the remnants of the different bodies. And both the ones that were destroyed and yeah, she begins touching each of them, saying something under her breath at the same time, and each of the corpses and what remains of them quickly begin to decay, turning from flesh and other substance back into a kind of soil. And as she casts her spell, decompose.
All right. And Casey, you see one at a time as Ava moves from corpse to corpse, giving what seems almost like a blessing to each. It's almost as though they've decayed over the course of years until it's just bits of dirt behind. And blossoms of strange flowers that grow in the deep.
she uses puffs of air, sort of moves different mounds around in small ways. She takes out the staff that her father gave her, or that was her father's. She uncoils it and is on as many as she can. She turns the mounds of soil into a bed of flowers. She uses the rod of flowers.
Casey kind of stands over her shoulder, and I know you feel a way about death and these types of magics, but what they taught us in school isn't the half of it, and it's short-sighted, oversimplified. When it comes to death, it's not the same for everyone. And it won't be the same for us.
You know that she's heard you, but she still seems very angry and a bit distant as she just moves about the task. After finishing, I imagine moving around the room, having done this to everything that remains, she sort of stands up without saying much of anything, her hands caked in what would now be a type of soil, and retracts the staff, loads it back onto her pouch, and begins walking north after the others.
Go ahead, Casey.
Yeah, Casey takes a moment, kind of looks over the now remarkably clean battlefield where there was once corpses. It's just dirt and foliage, flowers. Looks over his shoulder back at the direction that the white pudding and its skeleton army went, and kind of nods knowingly and then follows quickly after Dot.
Down below, Casey Neva left behind, but the others, you reach the chamber where you first encountered the white pudding. There's still only the faintest purple glow from the center of the room. All of the stones empowering the circle have been disrupted, and only there's just a residue of the magic lingering. In this room, the northern door is already open. There is a stone plaque above it. It seems to carry words in common, whereas those on the stone plaques on the southern side are in Dwarven. There are many pillars throughout the room that are cracked, crumbling, that seem to, in a pictorial form, seem to have, as you look over them, everybody roll investigation, actually. Alright, yeah, it's very easy to tell that these are depictions of working with craft and looks like some sort of organization. Something here has something to do with farming. This is working with stone. Esmond, you certainly realize right away that these are instructional. These are meant to teach how to plow a field, how to rotate crops, how to organize. You see another one seems to be the organization of a feudal government. Another one seems to be how to mine for ore, how to smelt, how to work with metal. This seems to be foundationally the knowledge that you would need to build a civilization.
Esmond huffs but keeps moving forward. Not saying anything about it to anyone.
You guys move farther on, passing through the open door in the north, heading deeper down a set of stairs. As you reach that northern door, though, to head even deeper down, you realize Ava and Casey aren't there.
Said Ava and Casey aren't there yet.
No.
All right. Give them a few moments to join us.
Assuming that you wait. Good job.
I think on the way past the stone circle, even though the magic has faded from it now, out of curiosity, Ishan scuffs a toe in the line and then picks up one of those stones, still faintly glimmering with a bit of leftover magic. Tucks Pebble into a pouch.
Still slightly glowing with the purple energy.
Licks it, puts it into her pouch.
Is it possible to wait long enough for a short rest?
You guys can do whatever you want.
I'll survey the group. Is it possible to get a short rest?
I'd
Quebec
love
is looking a little tired.
Peach will nod and say, actually, I think... Yeah, that sounds good. I can get a song going or something. Raise morale. And Peach will start to play Song of Rest. If we're here for an hour, you'll all get to roll hit dice.
Definitely use a bit of a breather. I'm not feeling so good. And some of the wounds that she had taken earlier from the first fight are starting... It's a little harder to tell underneath all the leather, etc. that she's wearing, but when she takes off her coat and pulls up the sleeves, the areas that she got slashed are really red and inflamed.
You all can stay here. I'm going to keep moving, though.
Well,
Nothing jumped out at us. It's not that the puzzles aren't... It might take us an hour to figure out the puzzle.
Well, the last puzzle room had the jelly in it, so... And we don't know if we're not going to stumble upon more of the horrifying things we just fought, so... we should stick together. I know you're impatient, but just give us a little bit of time. Plus, we're not all here yet.
So just scout ahead and I'll return then.
You know you're not scouting by yourself, right? And she crosses her arms and pouts.
I can be invisible and scout ahead, S. And send Zephyrus with me and watch through his eyes.
Second what I said. And she glares at Araya. None of you should be scouting alone.
I'll be invisible! And I'll have Zeph with me.
Who will do what?
Tell you if it's terrible?
We'll go together.
Can't let you go alone. If you go, I'm going too.
Wait, no.
Oh, no, great. No, let's take the town's guard with us. Yeah, let's do that. Look, it'll be fine. I will scout ahead. Araya will join me, invisible, and we'll bring Fane along with us to read any dwarven that we come across. I'm not going to sit here for an hour and do nothing. I want to wrap up whatever is down here and move on.
I'm kind of having... Other than horrible fights, the puzzles are quite fun.
Ava and Casey, you guys have caught up with them.
I assume if something horrible happens, we'll hear you screaming.
Most likely.
What are you guys doing? Why are you sitting down?
As Ava approaches, Gabeth kind of points at Shalon. Even though she looks beaten and bruised and not bloody yet, but not looking so good, she points at Ishalon. She needs some doctoring. Yeah, doc.
Yeah, Doc just nods her head a little bit and without saying it, just moves towards her and begins looking her over.
But, like, in terms of wounds, she doesn't seem that badly off, but what she does have, some of the wounds from earlier are starting to bleed not bleed. They're starting to ooze piss.
Yeah.
Wait.
While everyone is standing around, I'm gonna do the sixth sense to see the people who look infected, just so I can get a quick take on people.
Anyone who'd been struck by a ravenous exile, with the exception of Kebeth. Well, and I think we went over this. You insense infection in everyone but Kebeth. Kebeth, like the residue is there, like if you haven't cleaned the wound, but she doesn't seem to be infected with it.
I only got hit by a fireball. I can't imagine the fireball was also infected.
No, it's only if you got hit by a ravenous exile, one of the pale ones that hit you with their gross weapons.
Sweet. I'm good.
Esmond is clean.
All right.
Ishtalan's definitely incubating something.
All right, here we go. Yeah. Ava's sort of looking a little bit weary and not happy, probably. Cast Lesser Restoration on Ishtalan. And seeing, I guess, I imagine that she is better. Was there anyone else beside her that had the sickness inside them? No? Okay.
Not Casey.
Okay. Yeah, and then
Fane does.
Okay.
Again?
Yeah, she's again looks a little weary, and she's like, starts to do something.
Kebeth is kind of perks up and she's like, oh, right, I forgot that I can help. I forgot about the sickness thing. I can help too if you're tired, Ava.
Yeah, she sort of nods and points at him, and then as
I'll use lay on hands.
Perfect. As she's doing that, Ava's already sort of moved around and is looking at all the wounds that Kebeth has got, and seeing that there are some, she's gonna use some magic on her too.
Shoot away. You're like, I'm resting. It's fine. After a rest, I'll feel better, and I still have some healing power. I've just been saving it for if I need it.
She sort of nods. It's like, okay.
You rest too.
Yeah, she finds a place to rest.
As you move
As Ava moves.
Hang on, let me do the Kebeth thing first. As you move to lay on hands, Fane, what does this look like?
Her hands glow like hot iron, and she kind of touches him on the shoulder, and the warmth spreads to him in a gentle way, and he feels restored. Just of the disease. She doesn't like heal his wounds, but she'll clear him of the disease. I'll use 5 points for that.
You all have such wonders and powers. It's truly amazing. Thank you. You see him begin to sphere of wander, and he's studying the pillars while I guess some of you are settling down to rest, and some of you are going to explore ahead. Is that right?
Take a peek.
Esmond, the idea was Esmond, Araya, and Fane would move ahead to scout the land of the next room.
Oh, yeah. Be right there.
I'll go with you.
More the merrier.
Wait, me too.
And if we
then.
see anything that's not super dangerous, as we're just gonna come back to rest, because we truly don't know.
Don't solve
Yep,
any
just
puzzles
actually
without
go.
us.
Well, so far it has to definitely be not me and not Ez. The next. Oh, but sadly not you anymore, Kebeth. You already did your puzzle.
Yeah, but I don't want to miss anybody doing it. So if you find one, you should come back and get us.
Yeah, go on ahead, but tell us if it's got to do with one of us. That all does seem fun.
Oh, you still have your mind link up?
Yeah, probably another hour or so.
All right, in an urgent scenario, O can communicate back to Doc here, and if y'all need to rush to join us, you can. Otherwise, we will turn around and come back after we've done our initial scout.
Yes.
That's part of that island too.
I let the shadows absorb me and head towards the door.
Okay. You see Araya vanishes. Remember, Araya, you cannot hear.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been long enough you feel less blessed.
All right, so Araya vanishes off towards the north. Well, vanishes, it seems.
I figure if I'm
Esmond-
invisible, I'll see the danger first, right? Yeah.
Esmond is going to start walking towards the entryway, and he's going to cast Dancing Lights, pulling a small metal sphere out of his bag. He's going to click a button, and it breaks off into 4 metallic fireflies that glow up to 10 feet, and he's going to keep those like 20-ish feet from one another and just kind of use those to lead the way, light the tunnel.
As you head down the stairs into the next chamber, it winds into the deep. There are some cracks along the walls and through the stairs. There's a bit of debris, but for the most part, it seems to be in pretty decent shape. As you head down into the next chamber, it opens up into a large room, much just like you'd seen before. But this one's a little different. There are no pillars. Instead, there's a recess that the room seems to slope downward towards the center. And there's a reservoir that runs left or right across the center of the room. It seems to be about 30 feet wide, and dripping from the ceiling, and what almost seem to be natural formations, is a greenish liquid. It's dripping and filling a pool that seems to fill the center of the room. On the far side, you can make out, on both the left and the right side of the room, seem to be gold circular discs, slightly concave. On the left and the right, these are past what seems to be this reservoir of greenish liquid. On your side of the reservoir is a stone tablet written in common. So you should have gotten something in roll 20.
This. Oh. We need a peach.
Sounds like it.
What she needs to do, though.
An important note here. The ceiling above the reservoir is only about 5.5, maybe 6 feet high. It's just enough room to stand. Just enough room for a person to stand between the ceiling and the reservoir of green liquid.
And the reservoir's 30 feet across to the other end where the gold plates are, you described?
Mm-hmm. Looks that way.
We're gonna have to do one of these rooms for each one of us.
Which probably means we need to rest now, then. I'll go. I drop the invisibility and I'm standing just like right behind, like in the middle of you all. Yeah, oh yeah, I'll go get Peach. Or we should rest. We should rest.
Hold tight for a moment, and Esmond is going to place his hand on your shoulder, go blind, and see through Zephyrus' eyes. I'm going to send him across the reservoir. I want to get a better look at the gold plates and see what details are on the...
Sounds good. As Zephyrus goes flying across the other side, as green liquid's dripping from the ceiling, please roll a dexterity saving throw for Zephyrus, DC 18.
Are you for real? I didn't realize I'd have to make a save to cross the thing.
It's like a Indiana Jones. Zephyrus is a mini Indian. Little hat.
Yeah, we should get him a hat.
A dex save? I don't think he has.
Jess, thank you for that. It turned this into an adorable scenario, no matter the outcome.
Da, 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 da. He's dodging.
Zephyrus needs a hat, then.
Da, 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 dodging. Da, 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 da.
Zephyrus hasn't even made it halfway when the first drip of green hits him. There's a sizzling sound, sharp pain goes through your mind. It's not too late for him to turn back, but you realize this dripping green liquid is a very strong acid.
Esmond yelps, actually, holding onto your shoulder, Aurea, and he pops back into himself and calls Zephyrus back immediately.
Comes fluttering back without any additional harm.
Oh.
Buddy, jeez. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Zephyrus needs a break, too. I'm gonna... does healing work on Zeph? Like, is that a... Because I'll use 1 dice of healing waters, because water also would be very helpful against an acid, too.
You can do it for flavor. He hasn't taken hit point damage yet.
Oh, okay. She, like, magics just a hint of the water of her religion, of her goddess, and just
lesson learned, that is not just a pool of green water. It is some kind of acidic material.
You
like
say
a bird bath in her hands.
Yeah, Zephyrus is rolling around in the water in your hand.
Yeah, I've got a small bottle of honey or sugar water that I'm giving him as well once he's done. All right, let's return to everyone, I guess, and we can discuss solution to the puzzle, I suppose.
Chris, does it look like there's any other ways out of this room other than the way we came in?
I was going to ask. I still have dancing lights up, so I would have spread those around. So I would also be glancing to see if there's like another way across.
It does look like there's a door on the far side.
Closed?
Closed.
But no tunnels like the first room, right?
Yeah, there's a few small cracks in the walls, but nothing like the breaches that there were in the other rooms. Nothing big enough for someone to fit through.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Esmond's going to head back to the group.
Okay, sounds good.
Casey will kind of hang back with Aurea, I think.
Oh. She like jots down on a piece of paper the inscription to bring up to Peach, just for her to like sit and think about it while she chills. I don't know what she's meant to do.
How does your religion feel about necromancy?
We spend all our time trying to help and heal others, but we also were there to help people, cross to the other side. Death isn't necessarily a bad thing, but
Or more permanent?
No, I see what you mean. Maybe it's the Luxian in me that maybe that's like a step too far, but also those guards that went off with the pudding, don't you think that they would have wanted to continue to protect their people even in death? It's not their soul that's being just the use of what was left behind.
Wait, are you talking about the skeletons? Because I don't think you saw them.
Okay, shoot. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I thought we were all there for that bit, and then we were like, gross, and then left.
My original intention was that it was just the two of them, but
No, that's 100%.
Yeah, I'm fine either way. I just want to
I think
know what.
It was just something that really never came up, and I never had the opportunity really to ask Saw Louise. It's definitely not a ritual that we were taught, but I wasn't taught a whole lot. Everything I've come by, I feel like I've come by since it all went awry. How do you mean?
Well, I mean, see, we were taught that it was just unforgivable, an abomination, something to never be done ever in any form. And it always seems so, I don't know, absolute, short-sighted, just a way to control. Just like with the verdicts, they want to suppress and oppress people and keep
Well,
them
and I do-
from,
Ez was so at odds with the magic that he was able to do, apparently, that something in it was a forbidden thing, right? But nothing Ez has done is abhorrent or...
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the magic he does. It's incredible.
And uses it for good. I think that there's definitely a case where intention matters more than anything else, right? That,
Yeah, I mean, there's a total difference between the undead that we encounter in Muirwood and then Casey pauses for a moment and doesn't finish that sentence, but yeah,
and-
yeah.
mm.
I mean, nothing is inherently good or bad.
Well,
it just
I
depends
think,
on how you use it, yeah?
well, the way that things were in Muirwood, I felt that things were set wrong. Just the touch of it, the feel of it. It all was wrong, right? That people, well, you didn't see the body down in the well underneath, but that person was tortured to curse the entire land, and if that is necromancy, then that was inherently wrong. But the intentions were harmful. They were trying to use it to do great harm. And
Yeah, but I don't think that's all necromancy is. I mean, you can use a sword to cut someone down or to cut their bonds. It all depends on how you wield it, yeah?
radiant can be for good or to sear your enemy. No, you're right. Well, I think if our intentions are good, we should use whatever means are available to us. Obviously, the world is coming to an end, and polite things really don't matter near as much as helping everyone. The whole of it, all of our dimension, right? What is polite is lesser than what is necessary. Well, as long as no one's harmed, right?
You hear Fane blows a breath into some dusty stone and says, "Hey, these stones, they're talking about the importance of law."
Well, who's law?
Don't exactly. A lot of what we saw above in the chamber above, it is much like those carvings that we have on the surface as well.
Well, there seems to be, what I've been noticing is, as we head deeper and deeper into it, there's all these phrases written in common. And it's as if somebody coming from all the way deep in the temple and coming back out, it's all phrases written in Dwarven, right? It feels like two separate instructions, one intended one way and another intended another way. Maybe there's a whole ritual of procession to go deeper. we're missing something and that we'll only figure it out when we get all the way in.
Maybe so, but well, it's just worth knowing. On the pillars above, the teachings are the same that we teach to our young ones.
Oh. The old ways, right? The old ways.
Yeah. I'll go up and have a closer look at them. If there's any danger, just call for me. I'll keep you safe.
I don't think there's any danger here, but I actually, you know what? I'll take a rest and wait. Oh no, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this to Peach. Peach needs to know.
I am going up to where they are. He goes,
Oh, here. Take it to Peach.
No, I.
Pulls the sheet from her book. Like, she cuts that out very nicely, not like never.
And so he goes upstairs.
And she sits down on the ground in a prayer pose and just sits and rests for a little bit.
Okay, are you resting down in the chamber with the acid?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not dripping on the area I'm presently in, is it?
Casey clears his throat just a little bit. Did you realize he was here? As he watches him go.
This is gonna sound really bad, but I'm just so used to looking up when I'm talking to everyone around me that I forgot. And I just, everybody said we're going back, and I was reading, and then I forgot, but I
Casey. Yeah, Casey takes a step towards where the dwarf went, and it's like, but law, though, I mean, it's the same as anything. People have done terrible things in the name of law. Made to be broken, if you ask me.
Well, I think we should understand the context in which it was written. Maybe there's something we don't understand about necromantic powers that breaks the world.
Yeah.
So well, what about you? What do you think? I mean, I think I know what you think. I think you're like, might makes right.
I think the laws and the rules and don't do this and don't do that are the things that God's maidens hand down to keep us from being like them.
No, not the maiden. She made a lot of laws about just helping anyone.
That's fair. Are you staying down here?
Yeah. What if there's like a acid monster and you need to know?
I'll stay down here with you then.
Yeah, this is relaxing, kind of, in a very glowing green, spooky way.
No, I often lounge by giant pools of acid.
I lounge by pools a lot, just not, well.
Meanwhile.
The temple is full of pools!
Meanwhile.
Don't look uncomfortable.
Above. Fane comes back up the stairs after Esmond. He's got a paper in his hand. It's, which one of you is Peach?
Me?
Yeah. There. The maiden gave you this blessing.
All right. Thank you, Rain. Peach would look at the blessing, unfurling it.
It is the poem that shared.
Should I read aloud for the sake of the recording?
Yeah, do.
Peach reads Array's handwriting, nice and neat and even as the temple has trained her. And she reads aloud. Wake to the welcome of fresh food and drink. No lilt in flower, though at glance one might think. Quick on the draw, whether quip or shot. In service of others without a second thought. Care and fear oft go hand in hand. Though long we may wander, home is where we'll land. She looks at Fane. What? This is from Araya?
It was inscribed on stone.
Oh,
It's like the other rooms. This one, she believes, has to do with you. I'm inclined to agree, based on everything that we've dealt with so far.
yeah, this is something else. How can these be about us?
I don't
I've stuffed
know,
up.
and it's pissing me off, he says, kind of glancing through the space.
Peach is kind of turning the paper over in her hands, as if there's expecting more in the back, and just saying, uh, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. You know, I don't know how to shoot a gun. How could they have a gun? She's just mulling over it to herself. But it doesn't make any less sense than Araya's or is.
Just something to ponder over for the next hour. So just everyone get comfy, I guess. And Esmond's actually going to sit down and pull out some crafting materials, and he's actually going to spend the next hour crafting a single bullet.
There are, as you rest, you see Fane slowly wandering the room, taking in the carvings on the pillars. You do hear sounds like movement and things, footsteps, voices muffled in the chamber up above the one that you're in. You also still hear the distant sound of drums and the occasional punctuation of maybe an explosion down in the deep. Nothing seems to be coming closer.
During this short rest, Peach rummages in her bag, and she pulls out something that you haven't seen her use before, not since the Wanderlust, surely. It's a little hurdy-gurdy, and she starts to pick out a tune on it, and she's turning the poem about herself into a little song about herself.
Unless anyone wants to do anything else, you guys complete a short rest.
Yeah, briefly. During the rest, back in the conversation, I think Doc's mad at me. But not like the normal kind of mad. More serious this time.
Well, I've been with you both for the most. What happened?
I mean, it has to do with the white pudding, like,
Oh,
well, I kind of vouched for it, and I don't think she really likes it.
you know, that surprises me about Ava. She's usually ready to give anybody a fair chance, really.
That's true, but like, you know, what happened with the puddings and Little Orange Crossing and other things, it's...
You know, I was there. I wasn't privy to all of your conversations about what and what not to do with the pudding, but this creature recognized the darkness within itself and I think managed to somehow put that part of itself aside. Now, pudding anatomy isn't like person anatomy, and so splitting itself isn't. Maybe it's like what is it when reproduction is no, Ava's better at that, where it just splits into two, but then it's the good half, right? It didn't hurt any of our.
What are you asking me?
Well, that it really did seem, though monstrous, well intended. I gotta stop watching reactions.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree. I sized it up myself and came to that same conclusion. I'm not just going to let out something that I think shouldn't be released, you know?
Although, I have to admit that even in my own dealings with these dwarves that are underground, I feel like we've been giving them a fair shake, but then, you know, I think there's a chance for misunderstanding them as well, and... Well, but it all turned out okay, right? The pudding went to help us, honestly, and the whole city will benefit from the underground dwarf threat. It's just, is it fair to those dwarves who haven't seen daylight to be judged? They looked awful.
As Araya finishes asking that, you hear the sound of the others coming down the stairs, having finished their short rest.
Can I, during this short rest, have gone up to the other chamber?
That will be long.
Upward.
You can go do that, but that'll be the last thing you probably do for this session.
Oh.
Yes, you do, Ixalan.
Yeah, I think that she just, when hearing the noises or something, having been sort of drawing on the ground, just sort of resting, she throws down whatever little stick she was just sort of digging the dirt with and stands up and goes back up to the other chamber. And we don't have to do a scene. She's just gonna go and explain to them that the bodies had a disease and they had to get rid of them.
Well, we'll do like a flashback to that. I don't want to do that right now.
Oh, okay.
Because that'll be a whole full conversation, probably.
I mean, I feel like I can just say what I said and turn around. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding. It's fine. All right.
Thanks, Az.
Yeah, as we're all walking down the stairs, he wouldn't say anything, would just kind of toss the bullet to you.
Peach nods, and as she's tailing down the stairs, she takes a minute to reload the rifle because now she has enough bullets to do that.
I think this one is yours. And he motions over to the golden plate saucers across the way.
Yeah, that dwarf fella came up with a whole about me. Presumably, but I don't understand how all. I wasn't there for yours, Araya. I was away or disappeared or whatever it is. How did you break through yours again? You had to do some kind of spell? I don't see a clue here or a hint what I'm supposed to do.
I wasn't certain of I actually thought that maybe it meant Shalati was meant to be with me, or is Shalan. But it was something that's true to my nature. They know you, and they think of all the things that you do, and it's something that you always do, that needs to be done now. Well, you really make people laugh, and whether they want to or not. And, well, what if the acid in the middle is the base of a soup? I don't know. I honestly, like, you turn nothing into something. Well, I'm not Peach, and she's done amazing things with ridiculous ingredients.
Peach, just keep in mind that your target is the other side of this acid.
There's a target? Oh, there's a
What?
target. There's a target?
Peach is also
Is there
cute.
Just to
is
make
there a
sure.
map for this?
I don't
Like,
have one. Do you all understand what
Kate
the
has-
room looks like?
There's a recessed bowl full of acid.
Okay, let me.
with
I know
acid
there's a
dripping from-
pool.
I'm going to quickly explain it one more time.
There was like a river or something crossing.
I'm going to quickly explain it one more time. In the middle of the room, there's a 30-foot wide pool of acid, essentially, that spans left and right across the room. So it's 30 feet from your side to the other side. There's a very low ceiling. It's only about 6 feet high. And there's in the center, there's like acid dripping from the ceiling to fill the pool. On the far side, across all of the acid, there are two essentially like gold plates on the walls, on the left and right wall. And right straight across from you is the door that is closed.
Are the gold plates kind of positioned like the stone plates that had the dwarven on it? Basically like the plaques that had writing and stuff?
No.
Is it that sort of same?
No.
Okay.
These are on the left and right walls, directly opposite each other. And they're
Now, are they large? Or are they?
they're about the size of a person. They're about 6 feet in diameter. Slightly concave.
Sorry, Peach is
Sorry,
fascinated by this. Kate is falling asleep a little bit just because it's late. My brain is just not working properly. So are they facing each other, or is there a door and then they're on either side of the door on one wall? Are they on?
You're on the south side of the room facing north. Right in front of you is a pool of acid, 30 feet wide. Directly north is the door to leave. On the left and right walls are the gold plates.
Okay, so they're not like abutting the door like shutters. They're on. Okay, thank you.
Like that? Sort of?
Yep, perfect.
You want to go for a swim?
Not in that. That doesn't look right. Can't we just go around it though? It doesn't fill the whole room. What if we just
It does.
walk?
It goes wall to wall.
Well,
Oh, okay.
Zephyrus tried to fly through it, and you obviously.
It is.
Oh,
It is
when
acidic. It will burn.
yeah, when
It's the
when
one
I
kind of
did.
like testing, like strips off a glove and then pokes a finger into the pool.
Salon?
Ooh, I have
Just a
poison
teeny bit.
too.
Burns.
Well, I can make stuff edible that doesn't taste good, but I can't make poison not poison or acid not acid.
Right. Well, then maybe
I can
there's
make
something only
yucky
you can.
or palatable.
Well, something you can shoot that can hit the targets, but they're at like an angle.
Should you maybe use your gun? They talked about you shooting, so
Yes.
perhaps if you shoot one and angle it such that it hits the other.
Does it ricochet?
If
Don't blame
angled
my
correctly, you
assumption.
might be able to.
But
I'm
those
reading the thing.
bullets go really fast. I don't know if with that amount of force that will go through it or they would bounce.
Well, I had to cast a spell at a golden disc, so these are meant to be hit.
All right, well, let's give it a try. And she'll pull out the pistol for this, and she'll kind of looks down the barrel, and it's revolver style. So she twists it and notices her 5, and then 1 is empty. There's bullets are a premium. All right, as I hate to waste the one that you just made for me, but I'm gonna give it a shot, literally. And Peach
Make more
will
in time.
take aim, and she'll fire off at the panel on the right, in the hopes that it'll ricochet to the left.
All right. You fire off a shot at the panel on the right. Armor class 10. Give it a shot.
Sorry, my phone is going off. Just a second.
This looks like damage.
Yeah, sorry, hang on. There you go. That's better.
Yeah, you nail it. And the bullet, the sound reverberates through the room. It seems to scratch the gold surface of whatever that panel is. Nothing happens.
Oh, what do you do that's like full of sound?
I mean,
Hmm.
play music. I was playing music upstairs even.
Can you project something? Like your voice or a
Oh.
spell that will make sound over there?
Maybe. She looks over at, is Ava in the room? Is-
Yeah, sure. I guess
right,
that would
yeah,
make sense.
Peach will-
Maybe.
Peach will just kind of glance toward Ava and just say, cover your ears, Ava.
Wait,
And,
wait, don't. What if you just try the other one first, the quiet one? You just point your finger and talk.
not a bad idea, yeah. Peach
Hmm.
will attempt dissonant whispers to activate the panel.
Alright. What's your dissonant whispers like?
Peach just starts talking quietly to herself, and then it starts to take cadence, the more of a rhythm of a song, as she continues on, and she just is chanting to herself. All right, this just needs to work. This needs to work. This needs to work. But then that starts to repeat on itself at like a round. And then I will attempt it, and she's gonna have to do it at second level because I'm running out of spell slots.
Alright. As you cast the spell, the panel on the left starts to vibrate. The panel on the right vibrates just a little tiny bit. Looks like a stone above the far door that begins to glow for a moment, but then it flickers and fades out.
That actually was something. It says care and fear oft go hand in hand. So if you do, can you cast 2 spells at once? It seems like it worked for the one. Was that a fear one, or was that you were just whispering?
I mean, this one, it's the one that made that giant fella run right into Kibeth. So
So
it
maybe
seemed like he was
for-
afraid. Let me see.
Is there something you do, like when you're... She kind of half smirks and then says, "You made me feel real good with the Actually, I can't remember who cast it on her, if it was Araya or Peach with the heroism. Or, no, that was Esmond.
That was
Anyway.
Esmond.
She says, anyway, because her memory not so great, it made me feel real good with the spell that's kept me all pipped up through the fight. Maybe that's a caring kind of spell?
Maybe.
Looking more
Mode of
closely,
inspiration.
you can barely make out. You realize at the center of each of those golden circular plates, there's some kind of marking that's pretty small and really far away. You can try to make it out, but it's from where you are. It's a DC 30 perception to make out what it is.
What is it for Ava?
Still DC 30, but you might be able to make it.
I can see detail up to a mile. All right, fine.
Well, then help me. Tell me what it says.
Can I
Come
try?
on.
Yeah, you can make it.
Yeah, is this something anyone could join in on?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Can
perception?
It is perception.
She's
You
going to...
have advantage.
She's going to whisper something and say, "All right, you can do this." Eyes in the darkness. And then, so she's going to cast guidance on herself and then do this.
Oh,
Guidance coming in clutch.
Ishtalon, is that a 32 from Ishtalon?
That is a 32.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
What's it say?
Ishlan, roll history, DC 10.
I'm guessing I can't do guidance again for this.
No. You have advantage if you're proficient in performance.
Yes!
Yeah.
Squeaking by.
It's a music note.
It looks like the music, like a music sheet. I don't know what note it is, but it looks like those things that you can read music from.
Peach, can you
I
make
mean,
it
I
to the
can-
other side? With your
Yeah.
magic?
Sorry, Patrick. Could you say
Oh!
that again? I'm still reading something.
Ava was asking
did you
if
say?
Peach could make it to the other side with her magic. Misty.
Oh.
Jump.
Yeah, that's a real good idea. I hadn't done that today. Yeah, I'll give it a go. And Peach will vanish in a puff of kind of like rose-scented pink dust, and then she will appear on the other side of the pool, closer on the door side of it.
You appear.
Ava, that was so smart.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
I
Peach
forgot
nods
Peach
at-
could do that.
Heck, so did I. Thanks. That wasn't what apparently opens the door, though. That would have been useful.
And so
Okay.
Peach, now
And
that you're on
she
the other
wants to
side,
investigate them more closely. The gold things.
now that you're at the other side, it's a lot easier to read the gold panels. There's both slightly concave, right? Slightly recessed into the wall, very smooth. Gold. One of them has a deep scratch where you shot it, but at the center of each of them is the same music note, and it's just kind of a high singing note.
Oh, all right. Peach just starts. She rummages in her bag. She grabs out her hurdy-gurdy again, gives herself a humming tune to go for, and starts to sing a scale.
Ava leaves
And-
while this is happening.
Yeah, she starts to sing a scale, and her notes are getting higher and higher. She's accompanying herself with a little bit of percussion and deeper bass rhythm on the hurdy-gurdy.
And as you climb higher and higher, and you're singing in the pitch, you see that the gold plates begin to reverberate. Please make a DC 15 performance ability check.
Whoa!
34? Yep.
Hell yeah.
Do it. And so as you hit the perfect note, the gold recesses on either side of you begin to reverberate, and then they stop and the stone glows. There's a sound of grinding stone, and then the acid begins to drain down, and what to reveal slowly tiered steps and a hole right at the center of the room. All of the acid drains down through the middle, and what it reveals in this room is actually almost an auditorium, almost a theater, but with a stone hole, a large stone hole right at the middle. The carvings, which have not been eaten by the acid, it seems as though the acid doesn't eat stone itself, seem to depict the process for judgment over criminals. And that the criminals, those who break the rules of the society, should be cast into the deep.
Oh, that seems. She kind of like looks at Casey.
And the door at the north side of the room
This is really judgmental.
opens.
Esmond doesn't say anything, but he feels his stomach like sink, but proceeds to cross the ravine to join Peach on the other side.
As you all join Peach on the northern side of the room, go ahead, Ishla.
Oh, Ishlan mutters, and I was just about to see if I could freeze this acid. And then she skips across.
Reaching the other side, another stairway leads down to the dark, and that's where we will end for tonight.
Yeah. Super pleased. I'm resistant to fire damage, so I'm having that fireball damage I took.
That makes me so happy that it wasn't like a thing that Peach had or got. It was like she could have done this from level 1 bard.
Very nice.
Makes me so happy.
Good job, guys.
Intrinsically part of.
Dude, that battle was awesome.